This is the battle with the crystals. I'm recording this commentary during the fight, not in post. So we will see what happens with this party. This is the FF5FJF2018 Run number 4. This is a Chaos party of Mystic Knight, Bard, White Mage, and Knight. We're going to get started with getting some defenses up. Nobody is quite fast enough, unfortunately, to get all the defenses up that I would like. I'm going to throw Drain Sword on my Mystic Knight right here, so he can replenish some hit points on his own. I'd like to have gotten my defenses up just a bit faster, but sadly, didn't quite have enough to get them up any faster than what we've got right now. I'm getting, Protect, Blink, and Shell on these characters. I'm prioritizing Blink on my Bard right there because the Bard is almost dead. And I'll have a few other things I want to put in place before we really start to go on the defensive here. So mostly I'm just going to be waiting with my offensive characters. Let's go ahead and get regen turned on here since we're taking such a heavy beating already this early in the fight. Blink will absorb 2 physical attacks from these things, and it's really just to kind of help us get started. We won't prioritize keeping Blink on all the time because it won't really stay on. We won't really be able to keep it up. This will just kind of protect us until we can get Protect cast on everybody. This will help keep everybody healthy until we can get Protect. Protect is going to be our primary defense. And then I'll have to get Shell on everybody before we get too much farther. Because Shell is going to protect everybody from the all-targeting magic attacks. They're going to be coming from the crystals as this fight goes on. So you can see these crystals are attacking much too quickly to keep the Blink status on. So it's mostly going to be about getting Protect on everybody, getting everybody healed up. Then we can go on the offensive a little bit there with my 2 physical characters, the Mystic Knight and the regular old Knight. So once we get Blink on everybody, I'm going to start applying Shell on everybody with my White Mage. And I'll have to do a little bit of healing with the White Mage now because we've just taken, as you can see, we've taken just a little bit too much damage. Some critical attacks, even with all of the protections we have in place there, critical attacks in the back row, etc. can really do nasty things. I'm going to go ahead and start trying to get our speed up a little bit. So the Bard is going to be singing for a while to get our speed up. That will help my characters get their turns a little bit faster. Meantime, though, I'm going to just go ahead and get everyone back up to full so we can start applying Shell to the rest of our characters. And actually, it looks like Galef needs Protect as well. But the Speed Song will help us all get turns more quickly, and the regen will help us recover from the attacks that do come in. So let's go ahead and get Protect on Galef here first. That's going to end up absorbing more damage than Shell will because I just can't keep Shell up long enough. Just can't keep it up. I know we haven't done any attacking yet. We have a couple of more rounds here that I'd like to get Shell on 3 more characters before we really start in earnest. Maybe I'll do it on 2 more characters before we get started here, just because it'll take a few rounds to get the top couple of crystals down. Or we'll start with the front crystal. It'll take a couple of rounds to get it down to critical. So as long as Shell is on before we get it down to critical range. And Protect and Shell cannot expire. They do not expire, and these guys have no way to remove them. So we are going to be totally fine. Once we have that applied to everybody. Alright, and I just need to do 1 more Shell, but I think I will start to go on the offensive just to see how much damage we're going to do at the levels that we have right now. Good, that's nice damage. That's what I was kind of hoping for. I need to switch swords, I think, on my Mystic Knight. I think he's still got the Ancient Sword, and I'd like him to have the Epee Sword. So actually, we're going to take a round off here, at least with the Mystic Knight. Okay, so now we are all fully shielded and shelled from everything that we will need. And now we can focus on getting the damage down. So there was a slight menuing error there. I believe the sword I want is right there. So we're going to go a couple of rounds without Drain Sword. Yeah, that's the one we want. Just because I want to finish this thing, get it down into critical, and finish it off. So now we can start keeping everybody healed up with my White Mage. Technically, the best play would be to wake my Bard up, which that thing just went ahead and woke my Bard up for me while we start to get this thing towards the critical range, so that we can heal up when it does Aqua Breath, which it probably will after the next attack or so. Or actually, it might be coming up right now. So my Bard can't do Cure 2. She doesn't have that high of white magic, but she can get a little bit more on us. I do want to keep everybody right up near full health when a crystal is getting near the critical range, because there's Aqua Breath right there. But luckily, Shell will cut that damage in half, and we can probably finish it off just before we get another one. Yep, there we go. So now we are in kind of a risky spot here because we have to get everybody healed back up. This Cure 1, again, is not going to be all that consequential, but it will help. That's worth a couple ticks of regen. This Cure 3 is really what it's all about. And I'm going to have my Mystic Knight put Drain Sword back on now that he has the correct sword. I'm going to have him put Drain Sword back on. I thought that he had switched over to that sword before, but I was wrong about that. Let's go after the Earth Crystal next. 1,000. I'll see. I think our speed's not quite at the max, so I'll see if we can bump it up just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Double check she has the heal staff. She does. Oh, you know what? That's going to knock her out of singing status. That was a mistake. That was a tactical error. That does wake her up. But that's fine. 2,000 damage down. Okay, 3,000. Let's put it down 4,000, and I believe it's not in critical just yet. Yeah, so that low attack value would not put it in critical. So I think it's not in critical just yet if I've been counting correctly my attacks. One more attack from one of those knights will put it in critical. So I will try to do, I'll get everybody healed up here. I'll go with a Cure 2 to get everybody up as close to full as I can. I'll wait for that bottom crystal to attack so that it resets its timer. Wow, that was really rough. Two attacks on the same guy. Actually, I'm going to wait one more cycle so I can get both of these attacks in on that crystal. One more cycle. Okay, there we go. Regular attack from that crystal. There's 1,000. There's 2,000. I don't think I will actually avoid one, but I can mitigate the damage a little bit. And I'm just going to have my White Mage wait. I don't think I'm fast enough to avoid one, so we're going to take an Earthshaker here, I believe. But 2 more attacks from these guys will do it. There's one. Can we get one more in from the Knights? No. We're about a couple, 2 or 3 ticks of the ATB bar away from totally avoiding that Earthshaker, because I believe this Knight's attack will take it out, because that'll be 4,000 more. Maybe even a higher roll from the Drain Sword would have been enough to do it. Hard to say for sure. Oh, alright, so I guess I did count that wrong. I thought that was 4 attacks. Maybe that really low roll from the Drain Sword was lower than I had anticipated. If this hits, this should do it though. Okay. So now we just have the air piece to go. I'll see if I can boost us up a little bit speed-wise. Air piece is next before we switch over to the fire piece. I'll do another Cure 2. The White Mage does have the gold hairpin on. So these spells are all cast at half cost, which is nice. The Mystic Knight does have double grip. That's why the damage is so high from the Mystic Knight doing Drain Sword. So the Mystic Knight's really going to be replenishing his hit points back to full every single time it attacks. I don't have that high a level on anybody else, unfortunately. So only the one Mystic Knight can do it. The regular Knight, I would prefer to have double grip on the regular Knight anyway, so that doesn't bother me too much. And we're in fine shape to go ahead and put this other crystal into critical hit points. Any attacks on my Mystic Knight are really fine. Actually, that's where I want the damage to go, is on my Mystic Knight, because, like I said, he's going to be putting his hit points up to full every time. That is a Aeroga, or Arrow 3. The damage, though, is cut in half completely. And it's actually sometimes can be more if these guys have an odd number multiplier, which I suspect they might. It actually gets cut more than in half because an odd number gets rounded down when it gets cut in half. So a multiplier of 9 gets cut down to 4. And so you can see that that damage is just a tiny bit more than a casting of Cure 2. And that's good because a casting of Cure 2 and 1 tick or so of the regen status is just about enough to keep up. Fire 2 will do a little bit more damage. It has a little bit stronger attack value, and unfortunately, Galef here cannot use the Flame Saber anymore. So Galef is going to have to switch over to... Let's go with the Dancing Dagger for Galef. I believe the Dancing Dagger can still get double grip. I'll have to see. I might be wrong on that. If I don't see boosted damage on an attack from the double grip, then I will just go over to the Ancient Sword, but we're really not in much danger here. I'll just do a Healing Staff attack on Galef right there. Let's see if we get a regular attack, 410. So yeah, that might not be boosted, but at least he can get he could get a Sword Dance and pull out some good damage. So this one will just take a little bit longer to bring down. It should not be much of a problem, though. I'll see if I can get a nice lucky Sword Dance, though, from Galef. That was a Tempting Tango, I believe. My Mystic Knight's really going to be doing the most consistent damage on this thing, but it'll take 8 attacks from that Mystic Knight should do it. And we can survive some Fire 3s. Not a problem. Yeah, so I don't think he's getting the double grip boost from that weapon, but that's okay. The Ancient Sword is not all that much better with the double grip boost. It's a few hundred more, but one Sword Dance here would more than make up for that. Okay, so here comes Fire 3. Yeah, so you can see that's doing a lot more damage to it. But because our speed has been boosted so much, I think I can always get a casting of Cure 3 off before we would eat another one. Maybe eventually it would cycle to be faster than me on that, but we'll see if we can end this battle before that happens. And we're looking for one nice Sword Dance. There we go. That would have done it. Either one nice Sword Dance would have done it as well. And then if I did get taken down by 2 in a row on the Fire 3, it would not, I don't think, be a battle loss because my Mystic Knight can recover hit points faster, and he is a lot faster than the White Mage. So I believe that the Mystic Knight could still do it as long as it wasn't missing with evasion. So that is the Crystals battle.